help get into the hips and glutes today. It might be handy if you have a yoga block to use through the class. If you don't, you can grab a blanket, a rolled up blanket, or a small pillow. So making your way to your space, we're going to start lying down. And just take in that block or that pillow or even that book that you have nearby. Come to lie on your back. We're going to begin by bringing that block horizontal on the mat. Let the soles of the feet come to the floor. Let the head rest down. And then just see how it feels to take the knees wide, bringing the soles of the feet together here. Let the hands rest alongside your body, or maybe perhaps on the belly. And just start to soften, start to relax. If this feels too intense on your hips, you can, of course, bend your knees, soles of the feet to the mat, and rather start in this position. Okay. So finding a place that feels good in your body today. Allow the eyes to begin to close off. And inviting that stillness into your body. Go ahead, place your hands onto your belly. And just start to notice the sensations that happen in your body every time you breathe in and every time you breathe out. The rise and fall of the belly and the chest. Just beginning to slow that exhale breath down, allowing us to begin to step into that rest and digest state. Staying here for one more breath. And then softly, we start to draw the knees together. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor as wide as your mat. Let the arms come to relax alongside you as we melt both knees over to the left hand side. Gathering the knees up through center, start to shift them over to the right side. And we're slowly, and I really want you to think about keeping this movement slow as we start to feel into the lower back here. You might take your gaze in the opposite direction to the knees. And softly, we'll lift the knees back up towards the ceiling. Take hold of your block with your hands, or you can use your heels. Draw the block in a little closer towards you. Press into the soles of the feet and slide your prop, your block, your pillow, just beneath the tailbone now. And let yourself come to rest down. Let the arms come to rest alongside you. Take a moment to pause. And then softly, you might choose to explore extending the legs. Putting that stretch down the front of the hips. Take a full breath in. And stay for the exhale. Finding that bending through the knees. Bring the feet back onto the mat. Press into the feet so you can slide that block out beneath you, popping it down to one side. Drawing the right knee slightly towards the chest, and let's place that right ankle just above the knee. Use your right hand to guide the knee away from you. This might feel more than enough for you just here in the hips. There's a little bit more space. Start to hover the left foot off the floor, reaching through, catching hold of the back of the left thigh. Just gently now, holding and breathing. You might use that right elbow to guide the knee a little further away from you. There's a little more space. You can extend that leg fully. Perhaps reach up, take hold of the calf. Just an option. And softly we re-bend the knee. Releasing the left foot to the floor. Let's switch sides. Right foot comes to the mat. Placing that left ankle just above the right knee. Using your hand to melt, soften the knee away. Choosing to stay here, or maybe reaching through, catching the back of the thigh, the calf, and drawing that shin a little closer to you. Try if you can to keep that breath flowing in and out of your nose. Okay. And Softly releasing your fingers, untangle your legs, roll it onto one side. Let's start to press our way up, coming into all fours, finding that tabletop position. Make some space between the knees. Start to send your bottom back towards the heels. Slide the hands forward, let your forehead melt towards the floor. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out, child's pose. Rising yourself back up, come to find that tabletop position. But rather bring your inner thighs and your knees to touch, create that flat back. Shoulders just below the wrist. Start to keep the bend in the right knee as we extend the foot up towards the sky. Begin to open through your hip and create a big circle down with that right knee. Okay, let's take 2 or 3 here. It can help to shift your gaze down between your thumbs. Really allowing it to be about that ball and socket joint of your hip. Okay, and then softly, we'll lift the right leg up, and as we place down, we're crossing right knee over the left. Take the heels a little wider, and just softly press into the palms, sending your bottom towards the back of your mat. Left knee might lift off the floor. And this will look different for everyone, so just take it to where it feels good in your body today. And stay with your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's re-rise back up, let that left knee find the floor. Start to untangle the legs, bringing the inner thighs back together. Switching sides now. Weight into the right knee. Left leg starts to extend behind you. Begin to open through the hip, creating those circles down and around with that left knee. Okay, gazing down between the thumbs. Moving slowly. Let's re-pick the left leg up behind us. Stacking left knee on top of the right. You can adjust the hands if you need to. Make space with your feet. Press the floor away, bottom towards the heels, adding them out. And let the belly just relax over the thighs. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. And slowly now, let's start to rise all the way back up. Coming to find that tabletop position. Let's tuck our toes beneath us, lift the sit bones up and back, finding just one downward facing dog in our practice today. So hands as wide as your shoulders, feet as wide as your hips. Just using this time to really explore this shape, paddling through your heels, feeling into the hamstrings. Okay, and then softly we'll walk both feet towards the top of the mat. And just let yourself fold over the thighs. With bent or straight legs now, release the back of the head. Let the head be heavy. Just let go of any effort. Maybe catch hold of the elbows. Take a gentle sway. And then softly, we'll let our fingertips come down to the floor. Step your feet a little wider. Toes out and heels in. As we bend both knees, sinking our bottom towards our heels, lifting our chest for our Malasana Yogi squat. So you might find your heels are lifted, that's so okay. Maybe the heels are on the floor. And you might begin to explore bringing the hands to the heart and the elbows inside the knees. Press the knees just a little bit wider. Take a full breath in. And then softly, hands come down behind the lower back. Let your bottom drop onto the floor as we extend that right leg out long. Hug your left knee into the chest and allow the left knee now to drop out to the side of your mat. Lengthening the spine, fingertips frame that right leg. And as we breathe out, we start to fold forward. Take a big breath in, finding space and length. And exhale, fold. Keep flexing the toes. Keep the kneecap pointing up towards the ceiling. And breathe in. Gently pressing your way back up. Use your left hand to guide the knee in towards you. And let's cross our ankle to the outside edge of the knee now. Both sit bones stay on the floor. Dropping the left hand down behind the lower back. Press into your fingertips so you can find that lift through the spine. Try not to dump down into our back here. And with that right hand, let's start to hug that bent knee in towards us. So really squeezing the knee in tight. So you feel that twist in the spine, but also in that left glute, left hip. Okay, breathing in, lifting tall. And exhale, twisting a little more. Softly unraveling, coming back through center. Let's switch sides. Extend your left leg. Hug that right knee in close to your body. Let your knee drop to the side. If the hips are tight, you can use your pillow or your block here and just offer some support under that bent leg. Fingertips frame your extended leg, big breath in, lengthening the spine. And you move with that out breath, we fold. Finding one more, lengthening. And exhale, fold. Softly rising yourself back up, hug that right knee back in towards you and place your ankle to the outside edge of your extended leg. Twisting the body round, right hand drops to the back of the mat, spine is long. We wrap our left hand round, hug that knee in close to our body. Yeah. Try not to force your neck round too much. Let the twist come from the belly button. And softly we allow ourselves to come all the way back round, facing towards the front of the mat. And we'll finish today with our bound ankle pose, bringing the soles of the feet together. Create a diamond shape between your hips and pelvis. Okay, and you can even use your block here. Place the block between the soles of the feet. If you don't have one, don't worry. Let the hands drop down to the shins or ankles. And encourage that roundness of the spine now. Start to fold yourself forward. You can reach the fingertips to the mat if you like. And this might be a small movement for you. Maybe that forehead starts to drop down towards the block, finding a little rest. All right. And just let yourself settle. Come back to your breath. Letting go of any tension in the face or the jaw. As we softly pad our way back up, bringing our hands either side of the knees, guiding the knees in together. And let's finish coming into a cross-leg position. And maybe for you that's sitting on your block. Perhaps the hands are resting on the knees. Perhaps you find a prayer with the hand. Allow the eyes to close. Find some length in the spine. And one last full breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth. Flickering the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that little mini class served you well, and I wish you a wonderful day.